start there because that, oh, golly. Let's start here. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome you to this stream. There's a lot to unpack with this particular story, so I hope you guys are ready to listen and digest a lot of information in a short amount of time, okay? Now, at 4:44 a.m. on Saturday, May 23rd of 2020, which was just a week ago, an unknown caller requested police in Stockton, California, which is where this story comes out of. They asked that they perform a welfare check at the home of a man by the name of Billie Williams, his wife, Takesha Williams, and their 6 children. I know that is a lot to take in a short amount of time, okay? But here's the catch about this particular man, because I actually got a little bit confused. That's the biological father on the right-hand side, and again, his name is Billie Williams. If you guys are wondering why that name sounds familiar, it's because it sounds very much like Billie D. Williams. Well, guess what this man's name is? His name is actually Billie D. Williams, but he's 30 years old, so it's not the same guy at all. How about that? Isn't that crazy? The guy on the right-hand side, his name is Billie D. Williams. That's his real name. He's 30 years old, and he's married to a woman by the name of Takesha Williams, and they together have 6 children. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6. 6. Let that marinate for a moment. We'll come back to that. Now, let's go ahead and move on with the pictures. 4 police officers responded to the home where they discovered the little girl. And what's crazy about this is her name is actually damn near the exact same as her father. The little girl that you see on my screen right there, her name is Billie Williams. The little girl's name is Billie Williams. That is the beautiful young princess that you see on my screen. The difference is her middle name is Simone. So her full name is Billie Simone Williams, and she was 7 years old. And that little girl that you see on my screen was found in her father's garage. The garage in his house. And she was found unresponsive and covered in multiple bruises. Put a pin in that. We'll come back to it. I know it's a lot, so bear with me. Sadly, paramedics pronounced the little girl by the name of Billie Simone Williams, age 7 years old, dead on the scene. Her birthday was October the 8th of 2012, and she died May 23rd of 2020 officially. So that was like, what, 8 or 9 days ago. Now, upon questioning the adults of the home, which have been the biological mother and the biological father and his wife, because she was not the biological mother of this girl from what I understand, okay? But upon questioning the adults in the home, the officers took Billie's father, who was 30-year-old Billie D. Williams, into custody. He was initially charged with torture, child abuse, and murder. 5 other children in the home were taken into custody by Child Protective Services, CPS. 5 other children. Take a mental note. The Stockton, California police believe that the 7-year-old girl, Billie, was severely abused. A woman on Facebook mentioned the little 7-year-old girl, Billie, in a comment by saying, "She was in a class at Oakwood Elementary that I'm a PAAS in. Billie was the sweetest child, always helping others, kind, loving, caring, and this breaks my heart." That's a quote from somebody that is involved with that school. Now, an aunt told reporters, "My niece was a very good little girl. She was very quiet. She did just what any other kid did. She played in the dirt, whatever. She didn't deserve any of that, of what happened to her. Now, officers took the father into custody, and he was booked and processed into the oh Lord, Joaquin County Jail. Joaquin. Joaquin, I don't know. San Joaquin, I guess. I can't pronounce it. If y'all know how to pronounce it, it's Joaquin. He was booked into jail at the end of the day. All right. Now, he added people in the home, including the stepmother who lived there. So the stepmother and the 7-year-old's biological mother, they have been talking to investigators. Now, another member of the family said, soon as the police came, they took him to jail, and then the stepmother, Takesha, who's married to the biological father of this girl, got to stay in the house. But I feel like if you are at the house when the child dies, everybody in the house should go to jail. Do you guys agree with that? Because I personally do. I like that they said that. Let me take a pause for the cause. Whenever you guys donate, I'm going to do my best to try to read them immediately. So let me give a shout out. Jacinda Campbell, if you are in the chat and listening to the sound of my voice, I want to say thank you for your $15 super chat. She said, hey, Jay, and hey to you. Much love, much love. I definitely appreciate that. You got your moderator wrench already, so thank you very much. Let me also give a quick shout out, if you guys do not mind, to Keyshawn Johnson, who is in the chat. I want to say thank you, Keyshawn Johnson. And a very nice donation from LaQuisha Esther, and said, adding to the challenge and showing support for all that you do. Such a blessing. And that is LaQuisha Esther, who definitely met the challenge. There is a $10 challenge going on right now. If you guys want to donate to the platform, take on the $10 challenge tonight. Let's keep going. Now, the family member held a candlelit vigil honoring the 7-year-old girl Billie at 6 p.m. on Sunday, May 24th, by placing balloons, flowers, stuffed animals, candles, and pictures, and some poster-sized pictures on and around the garage door of the home on the 1300 block of Candlewood Way, where she died. Let me see if I can show you guys that photo. It's not going to be very big, and we're going to talk about them here in a moment, okay? Let me see if I can get that like this. That's similar to what it looked like. Well, that's at least a snapshot. I said similar. That is what it looks like, okay? Now, on May the 26th, a relative posted a photo of a new memorial site at 1325 East Scotts Avenue, saying they had to move the memorial. Are y'all ready for some fuck shit? I don't know how else to say it nicer than that, because that's what it is. This is some fuck shit. So I hope you guys are strapped in, because this is about to get real crazy real quick. Okay? I need to give a shout out to two awesome people in the chat. The ladies are showing out. Where my fellas at, man? Where my fellas at? Desi D sent in a $20 super chat. She said, I appreciate you being for the babies. Just found out about you, but I love what you are doing. So Desi D, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. That message means so much. So shout out to you. Thank you so much. Latanya Fontanet said, thank you for being you. Latanya, you know I love you. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate that. Let me hook you up, by the way, because you donate quite a bit. And I also have to hook this person up here as well. So you are now a moderator. Whenever you donate that amount right there, I will hook you up as a moderator. Linda Lang said, praying for you, Jay, and the AFC. Linda Lang, from my heart to yours, thank you. And she sent in a $50 super chat. These ladies are taking on that $10 challenge by the horns, getting it in. So shout out to you guys, man. I hope to see some fellas jump in tonight. It might just be all ladies tonight, man. I don't know, man. It might just be all ladies, but I love you guys. Thank y'all so much. Let's keep this thing rocking, okay? Now, I want you guys to understand what they had to do was they had to move the memorial for this little girl. So what happened was the memorial was basically on the garage door of the garage where she was found, where she died, that baby. They had to move the memorial to a different location. Do you guys want to take a guess in the dark as to why they had to move the memorial? Anybody want to take a guess? We got time. It's late night. We got time. If you want to take a guess why they had to move the memorial, post it in the chat and let me know what you guys think. Okay? Now, she continued by saying this. They had to move the memorial. In the comments of the post, she explained, they said we could have got in trouble because it was private property. She continued, her monster was tripping, I guess. I took that to mean that Billie's stepmother, Takesha Williams, demanded the memorial be removed from her property. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. People in the chat caught it. Who made the welfare check? The welfare check was made by an unnamed person. Quote unquote. An unnamed person. Somebody saw something and said something, and that I'm okay with. They wanted to remain anonymous, but I can tell you it was either one of two people. It was either probably a neighbor or it was a family member who knows how jacked up this situation is. Okay? That's my guess, but we're going to talk. Let's dig a little bit deeper. The biological father, let me see if I can get his face back up on the screen for a moment. This guy, Billie D. Williams, his older sister, Alice, believes that her brother has been falsely accused. In a lengthy Facebook post, his sister, Alice, provided quite a bit of background information on the family. So here's the part that's going to take a little while. His sister said, no one knows my brother the way that I do. I have been around him since he was born. And when I say I have sat here and tried to think of a time that my brother has gotten mad or even raised his voice in anger so hard, I have tried and I cannot think of one. My mother is a single mother of 11 children who have grown up in the same household, with me being the only one to have a bit of the street life because I chose to think I was grown and had to learn the hard way. Ooh, Lord Jesus. Tonight is going to be one of those nights, y'all. Oh, my Lord. Let me read this again. Let's back up. We hit the brakes. Let's back up. Somebody in the chat caught it. Carletta caught it. Let's back up. Let's back up. Come on back, y'all. Come on back, AFC. Come back. Woosa. His sister Alice said, and I quote, my mother is a single mother of 11 children who have grown up in the same household, with me being the only one who chose the street life because I chose to think I was grown and had to learn the hard way. We could really dissect just that part, but I'm gonna skip that for now. Single mother with 11 children. Somebody please explain to me, as a mother, as a woman, because we got a lot of women in the chat, and maybe somebody can further clarify in the comment section. We know that black men are simps. They are sympathetic towards black women. Can we agree to that? Just for a moment. Black men are sympathetic to black women, and they usually acquiesce to what black women want, even though a lot of black women, hashtag not all, but a lot of black women can be difficult with black men, okay? And black men usually have to jump through a lot of hurdles in order to be with a black woman, because a black woman will just put you through some shit sometime. It's just the truth. It's just the truth, okay? But how, as a woman, Do you allow yourself to get pregnant? Not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10, but 11 times, and you are still single? And tell me that what we're going to do is we're going to blame that all on the men. All these men were just sleeping with this woman, and this woman didn't do a thing wrong. Because y'all know that women in a lot of situations are infallible. If y'all don't know what infallible is, please Google it. Google it real quick. Infallible. They can't do any wrong. I don't understand how you are single with 11 children. How? How? I'm going to be like an Indian. How? Let's move on. I told y'all I'm an asshole, and I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize, y'all. I apologize. Y'all click that thumbs up. Please share the stream. Let other people know that we're live. Guys, it's about to get worse. Are y'all ready for it to get worse? It's about to get worse. Each and every one of my siblings, again, this is the sister of that man. Each and every one of my siblings have always been really close. I'm sure you have, ma'am. Close in age, that is. But I digress. Even when they started having their children of their own and living their own lives, they have always stayed close. Doing everything together with their boyfriends or girlfriends and children. I don't even like the way that sounds. Out of all my siblings, including myself, there are 7 boys and 4 girls. Move on, Jay. Jay. Just Jay. Move on. Stop making jokes. Move on. Okay. I got it. None of my 7 brothers have ever sold drugs. She said has, but have is the appropriate. None of my 7 brothers have ever sold drugs, hung out on street corners, joined gangs, been involved in any illegal activity, or even sagged their pants. That's a good thing. My brothers were raised to be responsible, loving men, to work hard and take care of their family, and to respect the law. Not to break the laws, not to be the stereotype of what people think of a black man or what a black man should be. Not to abandon their children, and not to be disrespectful, and not to abuse women. That's a very powerful statement so far, right? It sounds really good. And she goes on to say, if anybody truly knew my brother, which is that man on the right-hand side, they would know that my brother is a nice-sized guy, but he is very soft-spoken. He doesn't yell or get loud. Even when he is super excited, he doesn't talk loudly, like I'm doing right now. He is always a very calm man and has always worked ever since he was old enough to work. He is and has been the sole provider for his family for a while now. Let me say that again. He has been the sole provider for his family for a while now. Taking care of his 2 beautiful girls from a previous relationship, 3 boys that are older than his girls that are not biologically his, and a set of twins, 1 a girl and his first boy, and then his wife. I need to take a drink for that. God dog, that's a lot of information so far. That is a lot. Guys, that is a lot of sexual activity involved in this story so far, is it not? That is a lot of non-condom wearing, skeeting up and shooting up the club, producing babies, and just, whoo. It's a lot. That is a lot of information to try to grasp in a short amount of time. Now, he just purchased his first home at 30 years old. He works all during the week at a warehouse, and he has maintained this job for a while now, meaning years, and was working 16-hour shifts. That's a long time to be working. I don't know if he still does the 16-hour shifts, but what I do know is that his wife is a stay-at-home mother. Let me repeat that. His wife is a stay-at-home mother. Let me repeat that. His wife is a stay-at-home mother. Please implant that into your brain for a moment, because this woman is making very, very glaring accusations at the father. And I want you guys to understand, this was his child. What would be his motive for abusing his child? And I want you guys to remember, we have a thing called hashtag mom's boyfriend. In those situations, in those scenarios, what usually happens is the boyfriend is jealous of the mother who has a kid by another man. That man does not like that kid because that kid reminds that man of a man that that woman slept with prior to getting with that man. Did y'all catch that? I hope you caught that. So therefore, those men usually feel some kind of way about those cubs, all right? Just like they do in the Lion Kingdom. They usually feel some way about those little babies. So if you flip that scenario in this situation, if you follow logic, logic means you can put something here that makes sense, put it over here and it still makes sense. So let's flip that around and look at this situation. Let me get this beautiful family picture up on the screen if I can have y'all permission. Let me get this family picture up here. I'm going to show you a picture of Billy and his wife right here. Matter of fact, I think I have a better picture than that. Matter of fact, I think I have a better picture than that one. How about that? Are y'all ready to paint a narrative? Are y'all ready to paint a narrative? Everybody got their paintbrushes? Can somebody put in a paint emoji or a paintbrush in the chat? I don't know if y'all have that or not. Uh-oh. Sheila, do you understand where I'm coming from? Pamela, Miss June Bennett. Hashtag stay at home mom. Stay at home mom. Sole provider of the household. He bought his first home. He is the sole provider. He has a kid prior to getting with her. All I'm asking is, what is the father's motive for abusing his kid? Then ask yourself, what is the motive for the mom abusing his kid, who he had with another woman who he was having a lot of unprotected sex with before he got with his current wife? Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Are y'all getting mad? Are y'all getting mad? People out there in California, y'all getting mad at your boy yet? I think the people in California one day, they're going to catch me and kick my ass. Because I tend to go real hard on these stories coming out of California. How about that for a narrative? We're getting ready to paint a narrative with our paintbrushes. And I think that there is more to this story than what this man being arrested actually says. Because I said to myself, if he's working 16-hour shifts, he just bought his first home, he's the sole provider of his family, been taking care of his kids, and his sister wrote down a long-ass resume about how good of a man her brother is. He doesn't have a criminal record. He doesn't sag his pants. He is a loving, good father. He doesn't raise his voice. He's quiet. And to me, I would have to question this and say, that doesn't really sound like a motive for wanting to murder your kid. But the mom, in this case, which would be the stepmother, who doesn't have any connection with that other kid, probably feels some kind of way deep down in her soul about the fact that this is not her biological child. And she, because she loves him and wants to have her pleasure come from him, probably feels some kind of way about that kid and cannot do anything but deal with it because she don't bring anything to the table. Where does she work at? Maybe she works, maybe she does, I don't know, and nor do I care. But it sounds like she spends a lot of time at home with his kid. Huh? The stepmother spends a lot of time at home with his kid. He works all the hours. If you're working 16-hour days, that means you have to leave your kid with somebody. And the logical person to leave your 6 children with would be the stepmom who ain't got shit else to do with her time. Damn. Now let me ask you guys another question while we're taking our paintbrush. We're painting on the canvas. We're painting a picture, and I want to see if you guys get the picture, okay? How many of you guys have ever gotten frustrated if you have children, if you had one child, have you ever gotten frustrated trying to deal with a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old or a 3 or 4-year-old? What about a 7-year-old? Have you guys ever gotten frustrated with kids at all? Well, let me paint some more for you. Let me bring some more paint in. Let me put some more paint. Let me paint some more of a picture for you. How many of you guys have ever gotten frustrated if you have not 1, but 2 kids? Uh-oh. 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 How about this? Add a 3rd kid to that. How about this? Let's go a bit further. How about now you add a 4th kid? 4 different personalities. How about this? How about you add a 5th kid? Let's go a little bit deeper. How about you add a 6th human being to this scenario that one person has to deal with on a regular basis? Hello. What do y'all think about that? Talk to me. What do y'all think about that? You get frustrated with 1 child or 2 children or 3 children or 4 children. 6, you're going to get frustrated. And don't you think that logically it makes sense that you would get more just a little bit more frustrated, just a wee bit more frustrated with a child that does not belong to you? And I can guarantee you, if he is a good father, like Alice, his biological sister, said, that he more than likely still has a good working relationship with that child's mother. And what woman is going to be satisfied and happy knowing that you done gave another woman all kinds of sex, had a great time with her physically, and you still have to deal with her because of this kid? Am I Picasso right now? Did I just paint a scenario for you guys? Am I doing too much right now? Do y'all want to unsubscribe? Do y'all want to come kick my ass? You want to come find me out here in these Texas streets? You want to come kick my ass? You want to pull up on your boy? Cuz I'm just putting out the facts. That's a fact. Are you guys ready for a little bit more? Oh boy. Billie's aunt by the name of Jelisa, or Jelisa, J-E-L-E-E-S-A, created a GoFundMe campaign to allow the family to give the 7-year-old girl Billie a fitting memorial. In the campaign, Jelisa said, "Little Billie, my 7-year-old niece, was taken from us on May the 23rd. My baby was a quiet, loving, and bright girl. I miss her little spirit. Her smile and her hugs. She was stripped of her spirit before she left this earth. My baby girl will truly be missed." That's what she said. That's coming from the aunt. Are you guys ready for some crazy information? Here we go. I'm going to show you guys a screenshot of the GoFundMe. Let's take a look at this for a moment. Boom. My computer's going to lag a little bit, so just deal with it if you guys do not mind. And while you guys are here, please click that thumbs up. We have even more to talk about. I know this is getting crazy. I know that this is going to mess with some people's emotions. But we have so much to talk about here. Let's talk about this GoFundMe. Jaleesa Williams is the aunt. Jaleesa Williams opened up the GoFundMe. Has anybody wondered yet where the biological mother is of this little girl yet? All I'm doing is asking questions. All I'm doing is asking questions, guys. Let me give a shout out. Tammy Roden sent in a $20 super chat. She took on the $10 challenge. We got a $10 challenge going on right now. She took on $20. And she said, "You are amazing, Tammy. Thank you so much." To the people in PayPal, I want to thank y'all as well as Cash App. If you guys want to continue to donate, you know how to do that. Matter of fact, we had Sheila Cherry in the chat. Wow, you ladies are showing out. Sheila, do you have your wrench? You do not, but now you do. You donated the amount that is required to have the channel wrench. You're now a moderator. Thank you so much. And she said, "Can't help but love you, Jay, for keeping it real." Sheila Cherry in the chat. Salute, sister. Thank you. Thank you so much. I just got your Cash App. And shout out to the ladies. I'd love to see some fellas jump in this. As you guys can see on this GoFundMe, on this particular GoFundMe, they are asking for $10,000. $10,000. And that's $10,000 that these benevolent white people are going to have to come up with. Because you know it's not black people donating all this money. It's only white people as far as the majority. It's a white platform, and mainly white people support what's on GoFundMe. I know it's not every single person on GoFundMe, but y'all know it's the majority of white people who donate to your GoFundMes. Let me not say the other word because I was about to, boy, I'm going to get in trouble tonight. I'm going to try to be a good boy tonight, y'all, okay? Now, the aunt is asking for $10,000, not the biological mother, to bury her daughter, huh? But the aunt. But are y'all ready to see something else? Ladies and gentlemen who are listening to the sound of my voice, we got almost 500 people here. Y'all click that thumbs up. Guys, we need 400 thumbs up. Why can't everybody click that thumbs up? We got 3 or 4 people that want to donate, but we got 500 people here. We need everybody to click that thumbs up. En masse, please, click that thumbs up. I want to see 400 thumbs up, and that's free. That don't cost nothing. Ladies and gentlemen who are listening to the sound of my voice, there were not one GoFundMe, but there were 2. I had to take more time tonight to research this to make sure that I got it right. I said there couldn't be 2 GoFundMes. I think what happened was maybe I looked this link up. Maybe it was a wrong link. Maybe it was something. No, I am positive there are 2 GoFundMes. Are you ready to see the second GoFundMe? Let's get it. Uh-oh. Want y'all to notice, this is GoFundMe number 2. Says Princess Billie. Let's go back to this one. That says Justice for Billie. That's the same person talking about Justice for Billie, little Billie Williams. Okay? This is GoFundMe number 2 that is asking for $7,000. God's child, Justice for Princess Billie. This was created by a person by the name of Larana Frazier. We are raising money to help support Billie Williams. I'm not going to read all this other stuff. 7 years old, who was brutally murdered and found dead in her home on Saturday, May 23rd of 2020. This unfortunate terrible loss has touched the caring hearts of many people seeking justice to be taken immediately into action. Why did they write it like this? I'm gonna give black people a tip. I'm gonna give y'all another tip. If y'all don't mind, I'm gonna give y'all another tip. If you're going to ask for this kind of money for $10,000 and $7,000, black people need to start paying somebody $100 of that GoFundMe money and write it out properly. I hate when black people don't use punctuation. They mess up punctuation. You can't read it properly. It's got horrible grammar. Pay somebody $100 of that GoFundMe money to write it out properly so normal Americans can read it properly. Okay? Now, to all who can help us raise awareness on stopping child abuse, please help fund hashtag 2020 Love Me Stop Child Abuse. In loving memory and God's honor for us to love one another and not despise God's little ones. Oh my Lord. Yes, 2 different organizers. I don't know who Lorana Frazier is, but I do know that the other GoFundMe was set up by the aunt whose name is Lisa Williams. 2 completely separate GoFundMes that total an amount of $17,000. One GoFundMe for $10,000 is supposed to help bury this little girl, which if the father was a good father, hold on. I want y'all to remember, for the people who are listening, I want y'all to remember that the aunt said that the father, right there, Billie D. Williams, is a great provider for his family. He is the breadwinner for his family. So if he works at a warehouse and he works 16 hours a week, then what does that mean? That means that he probably has insurance that he can buy by way of his job. And if he has insurance, then he probably has life insurance. If he has life insurance, then guess who also probably has life insurance? I don't know if she does, but what I'm telling you guys is there is a probability that little Billie Williams, the 7-year-old girl, might have life insurance by way of her responsible, hardworking father. But do you think they're going to mention that? If he's a good provider, then a good provider would also have life insurance on his kid. That means if this little girl passes away, which she did, then that means a life insurance policy would indeed kick in by way of his job. Right? Not only does that mean that they could potentially be getting this child taken care of for her final expenses, but what that also means is they're asking for $10,000 for a freaking GoFundMe, and you have a second person by the name of Lorana Frazier who is asking for $7,000. And people are just throwing and pissing away all of this money on all of these GoFundMes and nobody's asking any questions. I'm going to point something else out to you guys about this GoFundMe that I thought was pretty interesting. I want you guys to notice, out of that $7,000, how much of that $7,000 was raised since this GoFundMe was put up. This GoFundMe was created 4 days ago. 4 days ago. How much money has this GoFundMe raised in 4 days? Does anybody want to take an educated guess? I don't know if you guys can see it on the screen. Right there. In 4 days, Lorana Frazier's GoFundMe collected a grand freaking total of $50. $50. I'm just saying, if y'all donated me $17,000 by way of a GoFundMe, I promise you, I'll get you something with it. I ain't gonna just give you no damn lip service. That's for damn sure. They are just throwing away so much money in these GoFundMe's, and there's so much good stuff you could do with it. It really is. But let's move on with this story. Please click that thumbs up, guys. We're still short of our goal. We got 243 thumbs up. We need 400 thumbs up, okay? Please click that thumbs up. Now, at this little girl's vigil, not visual, but vigil, on Sunday night, her cousin by the name of DeAnthony Reeves spoke with reporters and said, "I just want her to be remembered as a sweet young girl, and she didn't deserve this. She's definitely in a better place. It's sad for us, but she's in a better place. I want you all to know that she is a loving and caring little kid." Now, Carolyn Bryant, who was Billie's great grandmother, told reporters, "We just want justice for her by any means necessary. We just want justice," she added. "She was a sweet baby." Billie's aunt by the name of Selena Tate told a reporter the same thing basically. She said she was a cheerleader also. Carolyn said of her grandson, Billie, "This is very much of a shock. He grew up and never got into any trouble." So she's seconding what the sister said. "Just an innocent, humble young man." She also said, "We pray to God to get us through this. This is a horrific thing to get through." Now, some of the family members claim the household has a history with Child Protective Services and prior allegations of child abuse. Uh-oh. I'm going to read that again. Hashtag not my words. Some of the family members say that this household that little girl was in, his household, has a history with Child Protective Services. How many of you guys are surprised by this? The criminal complaint filed by Billie indicates some of the children abuse charges against Billie Williams are for children other than the 7-year-old girl. A cousin of Takesha Williams, who is the wife of the father of that little girl, I know that's a lot to follow, posted on Facebook on May 25th, and she said, "My heart is literally broken. My cousin is married to the dad. I used to live with them when I first moved to California after I graduated. I stayed in the front of the house with my little cousins, and my big cousin and her husband stayed in the back. I shared a room with the 7-year-old girl, Billie. Whenever I would come home from work, she would tell me she hadn't ate yet or she hadn't eaten, so I would always go and get her food. They would have her locked in the bathroom drinking toilet water." Yes, you guys heard that correctly. I told y'all this was about to get worse. And y'all tell me that this stepmother didn't know nothing about any of this? I'm going to read it again. A cousin of the wife said, "When I would come home from work, the 7-year-old girl would tell me that she has not eaten, so I would always go get her food. They would lock her up in the bathroom, and she was forced to drink toilet water." How many times in 2020 have we told this exact same story? Does anybody in the chat want to take a guess how many stories y'all have listened to that sound exactly like this? Anybody? That sounds exactly like this. Anybody want to take a guess? Let me give a shout out. If my guy Dre the Dream, is Dre the Dream in there? Dre the Dream is the first man that's donated so far, and he sent in a $10 super chat in the Cash App, and I want to say thank you, Dre the Dream. Also, I need to give a shout out to another awesome lady in the chat by the name of Wanika, and she said, keep speaking up for these children, and she sent in a very nice Cash App. So if you're listening, Wanika, salute and thank you for your Cash App. Salute to the ladies, man. Y'all are doing an awesome job, and I am truly honored. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't even count how many of these stories that I've done that sound just like this one. They had this little girl locked in the bathroom, which means that she was probably being starved, and she was forced to drink toilet water. Now, if the biological father is at work and this cousin gets off of work and she's living with them and she sees this, then who do y'all think was responsible for locking the 7-year-old girl in the bathroom? Ladies and gentlemen. Did y'all see me spin around in the chair? I don't know if y'all got a chance to see DJ Just Jay spin around in the chair. You know why I spin around in the chair? Because that means that we are going to have to spin this narrative. I think we might have just spent this story. And we have an eyewitness. An eyewitness who came home and said that they saw that this little girl has not eaten and she was locked up in the bathroom. Now, if the dad is at work, then who was responsible for locking this 7-year-old girl up in the bathroom? Come on, man. Somebody talk sense to me. Come on. Come on, y'all. Please, somebody talk some sense into me. Maybe DJ Just Jay has this wrong. I'm not going to lie. Maybe I have this wrong. Maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm just spitting out a bunch of stupid narratives that don't make any sense. How does the wife, Takesha Williams, how does she not know? How do you not know? But you know what I think? I think her ass probably was the one who was doing this the entire time. But I'm going to throw a little bit more here in just a second. Let's get back into this. I ended up taking pictures and calling CPS on my cousin and her husband, and they took the 2 girls into custody. I can't believe they would give them back now. I can't believe they would give them back now she is dead. So who do y'all think was the anonymous person that called the police and CPS to the house on this little girl being dead in the garage? I think we just found out who it was. It was Takesha Williams' cousin. And I admire Takesha Williams' cousin, not only for seeing something. Thank you. Pixie Chick got it. Thank you. Woo! That's why I love y'all in the chat. Hashtag when you see something, say something. She saw something was wrong. She took pictures. Thank God for smartphones with these awesome double, triple, quadruple cameras. You can get a wide angle picture. You can get a macro picture. You can get a close up picture with a whole bunch of megapixels. You can record 4K video with these phones. She took photos and called the authorities. Good job. Because she was trying to save the life of these children. There is absolutely no way that the wife didn't know anything about what was going on. But you see that they arrested the dad. But let's keep going because there's more. I know I told y'all this is a lot, Let's keep going. Got 500 people here, guys. We need 400 thumbs up. Please click that thumbs up, okay? Please click that thumbs up. Please share this story. She took pictures and called CPS. Now, on May 26th, the San Joaquin County District Attorney, I hope that's how you say that word, Tori Velber Salazar, announced that Billie D. Williams, who was the biological father, will be arraigned the following day on charges of torture and abuse in his own daughter's death. Markedly absent was the murder charge, but DA Salazar added, this remains an open and active investigation, and we are working with Stockton Police Detectives, Children's Protective Services, and the Medical Examiner's Office to ensure that justice is served in this case. As the investigation proceeds, and once the medical examiner determines the cause of death, additional charges can and will be filed as warranted against any persons responsible for the death of this young girl. And I'm telling you guys, this is just the beginning. I can almost guarantee you there's gonna be more. I think his wife, Takesha, is gonna be arrested too. There's no way that she didn't participate in this. No freaking way. If he's working 16 hours a day and she got her mixed, light-skinned looking ass sitting at home with 6 kids and she didn't abuse them kids, come on, get the hell out of here. Come on now. Because of this coronavirus stuff, Billie D. Williams was arraigned in court on video by May 27th on 1 count of felony torture and 6 counts of felony child abuse. The complaint filed against him in the Superior Court of California, County of San Joaquin, alleges in part unjustifiable physical pain and mental suffering. He is currently being held in the county jail. I'm not going to even say that word again because I know I'm messing it up. In the county jail with a bail amount of $2.2 million. He was assigned a public defender and his arraignment was continued until June. And I'm going to tell you guys, to the family of Billie D. Williams, not the real Billie D. Williams, but the Billie D. Williams, this biological father, y'all better go get a real attorney. Go get that man a real attorney, because if he uses a public defender, he is going to be right where the sun don't shine. I'm telling you right now. Family members outside the Stockton County Courthouse protested Billie's arrest, believing instead that his wife, Takesha Williams, should be the one who is behind bars. Billie's cousin by the name of Danielle Bailey told the reporter the family had not seen or had any contact with the children in months. Some family members hadn't seen the family in years because the stepmom didn't allow the father's side of the family to see them and to have a relationship with that little girl. I want y'all to keep in mind that this is the same wife, the same stepmother, when they tried to put up a memorial for that little girl because she was dead, they said they got to take the memorial down and move it somewhere else because she didn't want it on her property, which is technically, legally, probably partially her property, but it's the property that the biological father got that bitch got to live in comfort in. Billie's mother also spoke outside the courtroom and she said, I just want to know what happened to my baby. She had a fun and beautiful spirit. She's loving and she didn't deserve this. She didn't. She blames Takesha for her daughter's death. We put our trust in her and she failed my baby, so she has to go. Why didn't they give the mother's name? So for the people who asked who the little girl's biological mother's name, they just said her mother. They didn't actually say her name. So for everybody who's concerned, including the biological mother, why don't y'all and the cousins and the family and friends, why don't y'all put y'all money together and not only make sure that this baby is buried properly, but y'all need to make sure and get Billy D. Williams, the biological father, a proper attorney. He is going to be screwed if he has a public defender. Screwed. Especially in California. I want y'all to remember what California is. Are y'all ready to take a little history lesson? California is the place where the war on drugs originally started. Do y'all remember the 3 strikes law? Instituted by the president that y'all love. Y'all love him so much. Who was that? The president that y'all said was the original first black president? I'm not going to even say his name. But was responsible for making sure that the 3 strikes law got instituted whenever they decided to have a war on drugs. When the war on drugs started because they got drugs into California because they were trying to fund an illegal war. Oh shit. Oh shit. Did DJ just get into some conspiracy theories? Maybe they're not theories. Maybe it's true. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. This is the same state. Just thought I'd throw that out there. But let's move on. I don't want to get my channel flagged. I don't want to get my channel flagged. I don't want to get flagged on my channel. So let's move on past that. Okay? Now, everybody is blaming the stepmother. Billy's mother, Maddie Palmer, so there's her name. Somebody write it in the chat. Her name is spelled M-A-T-T-I-E Palmer. P-A-L-M-E-R. Maddie Palmer. That's Billy's mother. And hasn't seen him since his arrest. Or is that... I don't know which Billy they talk about. It's too many Billies. They got the same name. I'm sorry. But she told a reporter she just wanted to see her son's face. Okay, so I guess that's the father's mother's name. Sorry. Lord have mercy. I'm so sorry. Police have said Takesha Williams, who was Billy's stepmother, is cooperating with the investigation. The DA's office said they cannot comment on the stepmother because of the ongoing investigation. And anybody who has information on the little girl's death or prior abuse should contact the Stockton Police at 209.
Meanwhile, anyone with information in this case is asked to call the Stockton Police Department. We are also...
Guys, I don't need my script for this. I'm going to say it just like this. If you guys want to call in, just let me know. If they decide they want to call in, it was 2 people in the chat. If y'all want to call in, just tag one of the moderators or channel members and then tag my name and I'll see it in the chat. I want to close out by saying this. The biological father, this is one of those situations where I don't believe he is guilty of everything that they're charging him with. So I'll say this. I don't think he's completely innocent, and let me tell you why. Because this abuse of his daughter happened over a long period of time, okay? This continued to be an ongoing theme for this house, and it wasn't the first time the CPS was called. Now, the thing that makes me question whether he was involved in this or not is because of the fact that he worked so many hours and he was the breadwinner, and for him to live in a house like that in California, knowing how high the rent is or your mortgage is in California, knowing how much those houses cost, my guess would have to be that he would have to dedicate a lot of his time to being at work just to be able to take care of that place. Meaning by the time he gets home, he's probably tired after working 16 hours. I couldn't imagine him really being too active with the kids. I'm going to be honest with you. So I don't think that the abuse came from him. But on the flip side, for his wife to be basically in a situation where she has to be responsible for taking care of not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 children who are underage. That is a lot of stress on any human being, period. And I've seen where people have gotten frustrated with just one child, where a child was crying and they beat and murdered one child. And this woman is responsible for watching 6 of them. To me, that is a recipe for disaster. That's all I'm saying about that. And I think that what happened is not only did CPS get called before, so the fact that they've already had kind of some practice for this up until this point when people came in to question them about what was really going on in that household, that I think that the stepmother already was prepared for what she was going to say. There was absolutely no way, if she spent the majority of the time with those kids, that she didn't know that there was abuse going on. And the fact that the cousin came home and said that that kid was locked in the bathroom and hadn't eaten and was forced to drink toilet water. Yes, you heard that right. Forced to drink toilet water and was locked in a bathroom. There is no way that this stepmother did not know that this happened. So what that means to me is that means she either knew about it and allowed it to happen, or she was the one who did it. But she's not arrested as of this point yet. Why not? That testimony alone from the cousin should automatically make her a prime suspect. There is no way that this man did this alone. And I hope that he gets private counsel, because if he does not, I'm telling y'all, they're going to throw the book at him, and the person who I believe that did it is probably going to get away scot-free and live in his house that he worked to get. And his daughter is dead. For the family and friends and cousins and whoever else that knows something, if you saw something, I'm telling y'all, screw that no snitching stuff. This is not a snitch type situation either way it goes. But y'all definitely need to be saying something if y'all know something happened to this little girl and know that the stepmother was involved. Y'all better step up and say something, because that man's life is on the line. This little girl has already lost her life. And I think it's even weird that some of the family members are talking about that they weren't able to defend her in life, but they'll defend her in death. But you know what? It kind of does make sense if the stepmother prevented them from being able to see that baby. How poetic is that? And to even be more insensitive, she said, get this memorial off of my property. Move it somewhere else. That sounds like a very self-absorbed person who was callous and just flat out doesn't give a shit about that little girl. Because that little girl was conceived by her husband with another woman, and they had passionate sex to create that baby. And the images in these step parents' heads are so screwed up. Y'all see so many times when the boyfriend and the stepdads of these kids end up murdering the children. So why in this case can we put it past the stepmother? I don't think we can. And I think there's a lot more to this story than what we're seeing right now. And so we're going to have a part 2, a part 3, and a part 4 to this story, because I'm telling you guys, there's going to be a hell of a lot more coming up for this story. May that little girl, Billie Williams, who was 7 years old, may her precious soul rest in peace. To the biological father, Billy D. Williams, 30 years old, the biological dad, brother, you got some splaining to do, and you got some fighting to do in court to prove your innocence. And you better do a damn good job of proving to the jury and to the judge and to the prosecutor and to the rest of the world that you are innocent. Prove to us that we didn't get this wrong. Because your own wife has told a story against you, and now your ass is in jail, and your daughter is dead, and we need to know something pretty soon. We're going to give you guys more updates as this story follows. If anybody needs to contact me, email address is right here, theafcmatters@gmail.com. This is your boy DJ Just J. I wear the shirt, and they wear the badge in the chat because they're the AFC, and we together are the AFC, where we advocate for children first. That is our first priority, okay? From my heart to yours, I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for your support. We'll see you guys on our very next stream. Don't forget, please make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. We need 500 people tonight to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more updates. This is what we do on a regular basis. Come follow us and see how we advocate for these babies. We're going to give them a voice until we don't have any more voice left. We'll see you guys on the next stream. Peace.
Hello, listeners. Come mask up with Keyline Designs, where you reap what we sow. We offer essential, handcrafted face masks made with 100% cotton, equipped with a built-in filter and a slot for refillable filters. Our masks have many uses like riding motorcycles, ATVs, while out in public places, outside exercising, lawn and gardening, and helps prevent the spread of germs. We offer bling, sports logos, monograms, many assorted fabrics and colors. We make child-size masks starting at the age of 2. Come join us today for the launch of our new website at keylinedesigns.com. Please be sure to like and follow our page on Facebook. Our links can be found in the description box of this video. Thank you.
All right, to the person who's asking that they want to call in, we can either use StreamYards, which is going to be over the internet. I won't put your picture on the screen, but you can call in by way of StreamYard so we can hear your voice, or you can call in. I do have a phone number if you guys want to call in, okay? Love you guys. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Let me know when you're subscribed if you haven't already done so, and I'm going to read that. What you said, Cash App? Yes, you did. You sure did. And Pamela, you always donate something. If y'all don't mind, let me give a shout out real quick because she is in the chat. And this is Pamela Trickett. I want to show her some love. And she said a donation, and that is a $20 donation. Let me go ahead and hook her up because she's done this multiple times. And if you guys want to reach that mark, then like I say, man, just put a little, just you know, whatever you have in your heart. If you could donate it, cool. Just put a little something on it. And I'll try to hook you guys up with moderator wrenches. If you don't have the ability to join the channel membership, then I definitely want to get more people involved. And thank you so much for doing that. Thank you to the family. Thank you to everybody who shared this story. Please continue to share this story because more people need to know that this man is probably about to suffer for really his wife should be suffering with him if he's going to suffer. I think they both play a part in this.
Hey there, listeners. Are you looking for authentic design from brands like Louis Vuitton, Prada, Coach, Gucci, Michael Kors, and so much more at a price that you can actually afford? Well, let me introduce you to Nora's Authentic Design, our handbags, shoes, and accessories, where we have designs to meet all of your needs. All items are 100% authentic, brand new, and being sold at prices you don't want to miss out on. Find us on Tradesy.com, at Nora's 915, or email us at norasauthenticdesign@gmail.com. Hey there, listeners! Are you looking for authentic design from brands like Louis Vuitton, Prada, Coach, Gucci, Michael Kors, and so much more at a price that you can actually afford? Well, let me introduce you to Nora's Authentic Designer handbags, shoes, and accessories, where we have designs to meet all of your needs. All items